Call the meeting to order. Ask Councilman Littles to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilman Poole. Councilman Cotton.
Here.
Councilman Littles.
Here.
Councilman Watson.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
Quorum is present.
And approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Mayor, I have a motion to approve the minutes of last meeting.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Barton. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton.
Yeah.
Councilman Littles.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Barton.
Yes.
Motion passes. Minutes are approved.
Well, I see we have the same number of visitors we normally have. I do welcome each and every one of you here today. I'm glad y'all could join us for our council meeting. And today, Chief Weaver with the Fire Department has got a presentation for us. By the way, I sure like our new uniforms.
Okay, thanks, sir. Mayor, council, visitors, I didn't know this many visitors would be here. But Mayor asked us to speak on our fire prevention activities, and Fire Prevention Week is in the month of October, and we practice fire prevention the whole month of October. We go into schools, and kids come to the fire station. We have sparking. We have different types of programs we put on for the schools, and we also have a smoke alarm program. We've been operating since 1999. We go into houses in our jurisdiction area. If you need a smoke alarm, we install one free. We provide it free of charge. We change batteries out. All you need to do is call the station number. We'll take care of this. We try to encourage people to put signs out in front of their houses, their address signs. So this helps us locate your house on 3 o'clock in the morning during a rainstorm. We can see a house fire, but a medical call may be hard to find. So more people can get signs out. It helps us locate you into your time of need. We have today our goal shift in honor of Fire Prevention Week, and we decided to bring the goal shift today and let them wear our Class A's. We recently just purchased these Class A's this year, and we wear them for different occasions, and I thought this was a good occasion to come today. We have a new tool in our fire prevention activities. We have Dusty the Dragon, and we have one of our young firefighters, Taylor Cash, and he operates Dusty the Dragon. He's got a short little show. We're going to give you a fire prevention show today. Lasts about 7 minutes, and it will teach you to operate your smoke alarms and make sure your smoke alarm is working. Dusty, will you come forward? This is Mr. Taylor Cash. We just put this to work this year. Bear with us. Sometime Dusty, Dusty the Dragon this is through a donation from Walmart. That's how this came about. But Dusty does a good job, and Mr. Taylor Cash does an excellent job with the kids. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I just got a little cold. Wow, look at all these people.
And they came to see you. What do you say about that?
I say,
Oh, here you go.
thank you.
Please, introduce yourself.
I am Dusty, the spectacular smoke smeller, reporting for duty.
Wow, so you're a smoke smeller?
My father was a smoke smeller. My father's father was a smoke smeller. My father's father's father was a smoke smeller. And I am a smoke smeller. Let's face it, my whole family smells.
Well, what exactly does a smoke smeller do?
A smoke smeller is constantly on the lookout for signs of a fire by smelling for smoke. And I'll have you know that dragons have the best smoke-smelling smellers in the world. If there's smoke within 10 miles, I can smell it. If there's a fire in the castle where I live, it's my job to sound the alarm so everybody has time to escape. Here, I'll give you a little demonstration. I will now smell for smoke with my smoke smeller snout. Nothing there. Nothing over there. Nothing there either.
So, you're like a smoke alarm.
I am the smoke alarm.
I mean, you're like the smoke alarms people have in their houses. Like
That's a
this.
smoke alarm? Get out of here.
Really, it's battery powered and it smells for smoke all the time.
All the time? Well, I bet it can't make a loud noise and warn everyone to get outside to fresh air like I can.
Oh, yes, it does.
Wait a minute. Wait just a dragon sniffing minute here. Are you trying to replace me with some newfangled battery powered noisemaker? Say it isn't so.
Dusty, don't feel bad. You are much smarter than a smoke detector. Much smarter.
Oh, really?
You see, it can only do one thing. It can only make a loud noise when it smells smoke like this.
Wow, that was good. Really good. So does everyone have those things in their house?
I hope so, Dusty. Why don't you tell everyone what you do if you're asleep in bed and you hear this?
You hear a beep. It wakes you from your sleep and warns you of emergency. You want to leap. There's smoke up there. It's crowding out the air. Your heart begins to beat real fast. You panic as you breathe your last.
Stop. Don't panic, Dusty.
Oh, yeah. I kind of got carried away. That's the one thing you don't want to do is panic. Actually, there's just a couple things you need to do when a fire happens.
What's that?
Well, when you hear the beep and you smell the smoke, get down on your hands and knees like a dog and start crawling.
Like a dog? Why?
Because there's less hot smoke close to the ground. Smoke from a fire can make you choke.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Good. So you drop to the floor and crawl to safety.
That's right. You have to crawl out of the house as fast as you can and stay out. You gotta have fresh air or you could be in big trouble. I know because I'm a spectacular smoke smeller.
Okay, so let's review the steps here. The first thing you do is...
It's like this. You gotta get down low. You gotta crawl out of there. You gotta stay outside. You gotta meet somewhere.
Whoa, stop. Could you tell us why a meeting place is so important?
Well, a fire can make everything confusing, so you need to decide on a meeting place where everybody in the house can go to. It might be a mailbox, or a tree, or a neighbor's house, just as long as everybody knows where it is. That's where you wait for the firefighters to arrive.
Right, because they are trained and prepared to fight fires.
The firefighters wear helmets, boots, coats, and masks for their protection against the smoke and flames. So be smart. Get everybody out of a burning house and let the firefighters put out the fire. Never go back into a burning house. You could get hurt real bad.
That's very good advice, Dusty. You know, just the other day...
You gotta get down low. You gotta crawl out of there. You gotta stay outside. You gotta meet somewhere. Now everybody repeat after me. You gotta get down low. You gotta crawl out of there. You gotta stay outside. You gotta meet somewhere. You gotta.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. That was a close one.
Are you okay now?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Oh, no. Huh?
Oh, let me help.
There. Wow. Thanks.
Okay, good, because. Bless you.
Uh-oh. I better go lay down and get some rest for this cold.
That's a good idea, Dusty.
Yeah, because I am the spectacular smoke smeller. What?
Thank you, very good job. Appreciate it. The next thing is approval of the agenda.
Agenda is up on the wall for the audience, and the council has a copy. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor of the agenda as shown, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, and agenda is approved as presented.
I want to open up a public hearing on the John L. Fisher Community Center lease with the city of Brewton. Is anyone here that'd like to speak in opposition to us signing a lease with the John L. Fisher Center? If not, the public hearing is closed. I'm just surprised, Reverend Blue, there wasn't anybody here. Been a lot of good people, worked a long time, and I'm glad to see we've come this far. Really am. Under old business, we're gonna table that to the next meeting.
Hey, sir, you need to take a vote on what the council wants to do.
Okay, we need to take a vote.
We'll take a vote on the, where should we talk?
Signing the lease.
Center? Sign the lease? I would make a motion,
Make a look. Thanks, Simon.
yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we give the mayor permission to negotiate the contract and sign the lease with the parties involved.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Barton to go ahead and proceed with the lease. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and lease will be executed.
Now, in the old business, we'll pull that over to the next meeting. Under new business, we have discussion of the Brewton master plan with Kathy and Steve.
Good afternoon. Starting in the spring, Goodwill Mills and Kaywood was hired by the city to prepare a community master plan for the town of Brewton. And as part of that project, we met we had a steering committee that oversaw the process in general, and then we held meetings with stakeholders and had some open house meetings to invite the community in to comment on different recommendations within the plan. Our initial background work was one of looking at analysis and trying to understand why the community is the way it is. And as a part of that, you've really began to understand the significance of landform or geography and how geography really shapes where commerce and where development can occur. And when you begin to understand the geography of Murder Creek and Burnt Corn Creek and their associated floodplains, you begin to understand why Brewton looks the way it does, why business is located where they located, where homes and schools and other community activities why they were located, why they're located there. So in building upon that, and again, looking at that geography and understanding the importance of the rivers to Brewton and the decision to settle here, we also think that that holds some of the keys to Brewton's future development. Although that development may not be in addition to what you already have in the timber industries, but there are other recreation-based opportunities because of the natural resources that surround you and surround the community, that we think that Brewton can take advantage of as you envision the future. So in our master plan, we have several areas that we made recommendations on. There is the downtown area, there's the Alco area and its connection to downtown, the Sowell Road neighborhood, the North Brewton Commercial District, which is centered around Walmart on 31, the gateways into the community, and skipped over Burnt Corn Creek and Jennings Park. That really goes hand in hand with the discussion of downtown. And we know that you are in the process of expanding that area through the donation of land on the opposite side of Burnt Corn Creek on the west side. And what that further reinforces is providing additional means by which to connect both sides of Brewton, the east and west sides of Burnt Corn Creek. And in that additional 40 acres, you can actually engage in a number of activities that you don't currently have in your park system. So we showed a location for an RV park, a potential zip line course, as well as pavilions, and pavilions that would be rentable, like for family reunions. They can be reserved, that provide some revenue to help operate these new facilities. And it's really popular in communities, and in fact, in Brewton, the current pavilions that you have, you got to be on top of your schedule to get one when you want it. The park also shows additional areas, more walking trails that then connect back into the Jennings Park area, which is your park that's immediately adjacent to downtown. The other thing that's really special about these public lands along Burnt Corn Creek is that it extends down to Murder Creek. And at that point begins to be this an opportunity, this shared park space that Alco, downtown, and East Brewton all physically touch, okay? And so it can be a metaphor for a unifying space and place and public resource within the community. There have been a number of initiatives that have taken place in the last year, whether it's getting a vendor to locate as an outfitter on the park site, as well as the weekly farmers market. All of those initiatives are supportive of making Burnt Corn Creek Park really central, not only in its location and its history to the community, but actually going forward. Like I said, there were several other areas that we made recommendations on. I'm not going to go into them in as great a detail. But if you have questions about any of the pieces of our report or the process that we undertook to develop those recommendations, I am happy to answer your questions.
On the streets leading into downtown, what were you planning for some of those streets? Were there any plantings of trees or anything?
Yes. You've got 31 coming in from the southwest, as well as 31 coming in from Welcome to Brewton signs, sometimes in triplicate. And we have recommendations to simplify that signage at the gateways and then reinforce that with landscaping. Landscaping in particular, associated with downtown where you have lots of seasonal color. We worked with the beautification committee and talked with them about how they could be more strategic about the use of seasonal color downtown and the hanging baskets that you have, and begin to understand that the best time of year for that seasonal color is spring to summer, and that perhaps it should be just that, seasonal. And in the winter, there are other areas, planters that are in the ground where that's going to be more effective than it is in the hanging baskets. And so that the hanging baskets can be seasonal. And that can be a cost-effective recommendation, but also one that, again, it's something that you look forward to, and it's actually more dramatic because it's not something you see every day.
Any questions? Steve? Thank you, Kathy.
Mayor and members of the council, the process of developing this master plan took place in a progressive fashion over a pretty substantial period of time. Public hearings were conducted, and then after the public hearings were conducted and input from city officials and community residents was received, at that time then an entire day was devoted to meeting with prospective target groups that would be affected by the master plan. A part of the legal process is that we had to go to the Planning Commission with this proposed master plan. The Planning Commission received the presentation heartily, engaged in conversation and discussion, embraced it. Favorable comments were expressed by Planning Commission members. On October the 7th was when this took place, and the Planning Commission voted unanimously at that time to recommend it to the City Council, for the City Council to adopt it as a guide for future development in Brewton as funds become available, whether they be private sector donations or whether they be public funds. The Planning Commission recommends to you the adoption of this, that it be the guide for future development in the city of Brewton. And I believe a resolution is prepared on the wall if the City Council would so deem to adopt it today. A copy of the master plan has been provided for each of you for your viewing and for your review.
Make a motion for the master plan.
Just a resolution, I think we approve it right now. Second.
Motion by Councilman Cotton, seconded by Councilman Watson to approve. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yeah.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and master plan will be pursued. I do have one public comment. If Miss Christy Black is here, she's going to make a request on behalf of the Relay for Life.
My name is Edie Kelly. Christy Black was unable to attend tonight, so I will be speaking for her. I'm on the board for the East Escambia County Relay for Life, and we had previously been approved to have our relay glow run in October, and due to some logistical issues, we were unable to go through with that. So we are asking the mayor and the city council to approve a date of December 12th for our glow run in Burton Corn Creek Park, Jennings Park. There's no other changes to anything that was approved before. And that is all. Is there any questions?
Give me that time again to start time.
The start time, we would be setting up at 4:45 on December 12th, Registration would begin at 5:30, and at 6 o'clock, the race would commence. We would be finished with cleanup by around 8:30 that evening. And we do not need any logistical support from any of the police officers or the fire department or anything like that. We have plenty of our volunteers that will be helping with that.
We have a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Watson, seconded by Councilman Littles to approve. Any discussion? Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Littles?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, event is approved.
Thank you very much.
That ends the public comments.
Motion we adjourn.